So, Boba Fett and the Throne, it's been released. We have the blogger photos and Sideshow are shipping them quicker than Hong Kong. None of this is news, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on these particular blogger photos from this great item. Let's take a look. Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and in this particular video I'm going to take a look at Boba on the throne. So this is obviously Boba Fett on the Jabba's Palace throne, and it's very specific. It's from, it's actually branded Mandalorian because it's from the post-credit scene from the last episode of The Mandalorian Season 2. And it's safe to say that based on that particular scene where himself and Fennec Shand go into Jabba's Palace and basically kill everyone, it's safe to say that that got us excited for the Book of Boba Fett, but what we got in the Book of Boba Fett was nothing like that. However, if I was purchasing this piece, every time I'd look at it, I wouldn't be thinking of the Book of Boba Fett, I'd be thinking of that post-credit scene from The Mandalorian. So if you're picking up this piece, maybe just compartmentalize that, or maybe just completely forget about that because the thing looks amazing. Alright, straight away, I'm not going to get this because I have the Empire Strikes Back Boba there from the original trilogy, and I've got the Boba Roba 2-pack here because I prefer the battle damage look. But this repaint armor looks super. Interestingly, and the first thing that I picked out when I saw when this went up for pre-order, and a lot of people that said the same thing, this is supposed to be smooth. Okay, here it looks like he painted directly over the battle damage, and it's not smoothed out, which actually would be more accurate. But yet in the show it was smooth greens. That's interesting how that worked out. I don't know why. I like the mustard shoulder pads here. I like the it's kind of like a kind of reddish orange gauntlets. So you have like the whistling birds here, I think. Obviously you got the slave one here, the hologram that came with it. The throne looks great. I really like this blaster that does not come with the Boba Roba 2-pack. And the head sculpt. How I shouldn't have gone on so quickly there. The head sculpt, this is Hot Toys at their finest. The best head sculpt in my collection is the Tamora Morrison Boba Fett there. It's a 10. It looks fantastic. And you know, I have got some great sculpts in my collection. I've got that Alec Guinness is a fantastic one. That's a very old one. Just looking up here, I've got the Battle Damage Mark 85. The Thanos is a fantastic sculpt. So there's a lot of good sculpts in the collection here, but that one is just that's the bar at the moment. This looks great. It's very hard to say Boba Fett's look bad. In fairness, that head sculpt, I just have to keep looking at it. It's just, this is Hot Toys at their finest. This is like, I'd say, an example of where the actual product turned out better than the prototype images. And I said the same thing about Echo. Echo seems to be better in the actual release than the prototype. They're just really good at the various different versions of Tamora Morrison. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just has I suppose he's a bit of an older gentleman. There's a few wrinkles in there as well. But I mean, you know, it doesn't have any hair, and a lot of times it's like the features kind of distinguishing features kind of maybe give the artist something to work around. But like, he's not the most memorable face either, like, you know. So they're just good at sculpting Tamora Morrison. Yeah, this throne just looks so good. Yeah, it just looks really good. So you have are these like Rancors or something like that here? It's not actually leather or anything like that. I believe it's just material. I don't think it's even pleather, which is probably better because long term I think it's just plastic. But even like the detail, the texture there makes it look like if it was leather. See that? And all the creases here as well. Like, that's just great attention to detail. So let's zoom out here. Yeah, there we go. And even like the inside of the helmet, it's not just empty. It's actually, there's detail on the inside of the helmet, because the helmet, you know, doesn't go onto the head. There's this little, you pop up for the head and there's this little piece you connect on there, and then the helmet pops on, I believe. Really like this gun. Don't have this with the Empire Strikes Back version. Don't have with the Boba Roba 2-pack version. Yeah, that looks good. You can already tell like that this is one of the flame effects that I use on the Mandalorian, and it's one of the ones that looks really, really good. Like, I don't tend to use the electricity effects. Like, if I was to get Black Adam, I wouldn't be using those electricity effects. If I was to get the Jamie Foxx Electro, I wouldn't be using those electricity effects. I just think they just takes me right out of it. Don't use them. I don't particularly use them. But this actually looks very, very good. A bit of Photoshop going on here on this Slave 1, I think, but it does look fantastic. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this. This is just great. The head sculpt is so good. The Beskar kid as well, he had like the throne on top of like a platform to make it kind of more accurate to Jabba's palace, and it does send it over to another send it over to another level. So if you haven't checked out his images, please do so. Yeah, this looks great. That gun is just really, really cool looking. Yeah, there's so many simple poses you can do. Obviously, if I was getting him, he'd be on the throne. But there's so many simple poses you can do. You can have like the gun just propped up against one of the arms of the chair, and you can be sitting there with his hands on the two sides. You could have Fennec Shan on the side. You could have him standing on the throne if you want. You could have him sitting there with the hologram checking the Slave 1 if you want. There's a lot you can do while still utilizing the throne. Even standing in front of it looks great, but I think if I had it, I'd have him sitting there, and I'd have to get Fennec Shand as well. But based on the strength or lack of strength on Book of Boba Fett, and the fact that I've got 2 Bobas already, I'm not getting this, but that's nothing. That's not taking away from this. If I was to get this, I wouldn't be reminded of the Book of Boba Fett. I'd be reminded more so of that post-credit scene from The Mandalorian, and I would go and get Fennec Shand to go with him. But no, I'm not picking this up. In terms of like keeping myself in this hobby long term, I'm not thinking of, pardon, I'm not thinking of like the next few months or just 1 year, 2 years. I'm thinking like 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. What's the plan? What's the vision? You know, and I want to be still in this game, and I want to continue to curate my collection and improve that standard, which is like one of the reasons why I more than likely won't be picking up that Black Widow, even though I was really looking forward to it. Yeah, this looks all kinds of good, folks. It's a pass for me, but it is amazing, and I'm definitely living vicariously through people who are picking it up. That's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know if you're picking this one up or not. You can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.